Let's go, guys. What's going on? What's going on? It's your boy, Crazy Big the God in the building. Happy Monday. Getting ready to drop some quick value for you guys. So today's topic is actually going to be getting to know God, part three. This is going to be the final getting to know God, part three. Um, who knows? I might do a part four, but we're going to do a part three today. So let's dive in, right? Um, it's just really important just to know God, so that way we can get a better understanding of life. And this is why I did the video, so you guys could have that foundation to understand who God, or get a better perspective of who God is, right? So, starting off, God can bring you from the prison to the palace, right? I actually woke up today and seen this. I was like, wow, like they need to hear this, right? The family needs to hear this. Like, God could actually bring you from the prison to the palace. And what that means is just like whatever you're going through, if you're not where you want to be, right? If you're in a prison, so to speak, right? If you're just not where you want to be, he can bring you out of that situation into a palace, right? Just like with Joseph, right? Joseph was in prison, right? In the Bible, Joseph was in prison for a few years, and then boom, from the prison, he went straight to the palace, straight with Pharaoh to the palace, and he was able to interpret Pharaoh's dream and gain a position high in Pharaoh's army, where that he would be able to, serve and help other people, right? So God, it was a reflection of God bringing him from the prison to the palace. So if God could do it for Joseph, he could do it for us too. We just got to have the faith and belief, right? And God's destructions will slay the wicked, right? God's destructions will slay the wicked, right? So what that means is just pretty much any kind of um, evil stuff that the wicked do, don't worry about it. God is going to destroy them, right? And it's in God's hands. All we can do is just pray for them, right? And that's it. So, we just got to keep moving forward. We just got to keep moving forward every single day, getting to know God on another level. Like, there's more to this. Part three is just part three. There's more to getting to know God. It should be like it's gonna be more chapters, but this is what I got for now. But there's gonna be more, like, cause getting to know God is a big foundation. It's just not three videos. It's more to this. So I hope this was able to serve you guys for right now, and you guys could have a little foundation of who God is moving forward to a bigger foundation, and to actually grow. Grow and getting to know God more. Because the more we grow, the more I grow with God, and then I get to know Him better. The more understanding I get, the more value I get to add to the world, and to more insight I get to understand God on another level, and bigger the blessings that He's going to be able to give upon me if I get to know Him. Like if I'm seeking Him, if I'm searching after Him, right? If I'm putting Him first, if I'm keeping Him on the throne, over the world, over every obstacle, keeping Him first place is very essential and crucial to moving forward in every area of your life. Because without Him being first, you're not going to get to where you want to be. You're going to be miserable. You're going to be stuck. And most importantly, you're not going to evolve and transform into the person that you want to be. So we got to, stretch every day, grow every day, put God first every day, getting to know Him a little bit more, because He's the one that created this world. If we don't understand God on another level, and who He truly is, then we become lost. We become living a mundane, average, mediocre lifestyle, right? And we don't want to do that. We want to be the best version of ourselves as possible, right? We want to evolve, transform, grow, impact other people, and change their lives too as well. If that's in your heart, if that's something that you want to do, this video is not for everybody, right? Getting to know God is not for everybody, right? But it's for anyone who wants to get to know Him, right? Is for anyone who wants to get to know Him and develop a deeper understanding and who He truly is, right? So we got to be mindful. We got to be mindful, and we got to be able to stretch and grow, because it would be a shame to be 80, 70 years old and be the same person you was in your teenager years, even in your 20s. And whatever obstacle you go through, remember, whatever obstacle, whatever situation you're in right now, God could bring you from the prison to the palace, right? He could bring you to the prison, to the palace. No matter what you're going through, just got to keep the faith, keep trusting in him when you don't understand, right? Keep trusting in the process when you don't understand, right? I noticed that once you start doing good, obstacles starts coming along. Once you're in that vibration, once you have those brain waves activated and you're on a different frequency, problems will happen, right? Problems will happen, and God, that's just God testing you to see what you're gonna do in those hard times. Are you still gonna stay consistent and push through? Are you still gonna keep your word and push through? Are you still gonna keep the covenant and push through? Are you still gonna stay consistent and push through? Or are you going to turn back and do your own thing and do your own ways, right? That's the test too, right? Not being consistent when things are not going your way, right? Like we will be tested when things don't go our way, when we have short setbacks, when things are not looking the way that we thought that they would, right? That's all the test. Are we going to keep pushing forward? Are we going to keep the faith? Are we going to keep believing in God? Are we going to keep him on the throne? Right? Including me, right? I gotta pass the test. I gotta be able to perform. I gotta be able to keep my word each and every single day, no matter what happens, no matter how I feel like it, no matter what my flesh feels like. I gotta be able to perform. I gotta be able to stay in the spirit and perform, right? I gotta stay consistent. Jesus was consistent, no matter how he felt, he was consistent. So if Jesus had to do it, what makes me any different from Jesus? I gotta do it too. I gotta push myself. I gotta get to the top. I gotta lead by example. I gotta be consistent. I gotta be persistent. I gotta do these things. I gotta be in the spirit. The flesh is dead. If you guys are in the flesh, it's dead. It takes you nowhere. You gotta get to your spirit. You gotta stay in your spirit to get to where you gotta get to. You gotta stay in your spirit to get to the promised land and everything that God has for you. God said that He will open up the heavens of open up the floodgates of heaven and pour you out a blessing that you don't have room enough to receive. He said it. So we gotta believe and keep reminding God, right? We gotta be faithful. We gotta stay consistent, right? And this is what walking with God is all about. This is what walking with God is all about, right? Got to be consistent. That's why a lot of people don't get to where they gotta get to and don't have a relationship with God because they're not consistent. They're not willing to do what He wants them to do, right? He's not willing to. He's not. They're not willing to let God do what He has to do, right? Because they think that their will is more better than His will, right? Or they just think that they don't have no belief that they don't feel like they should follow it, and they're not where they want to be. They don't have the patience. They don't have the patience, the persistence, the confidence. They don't have none of that, right? But why? Because they don't have the belief in God. They don't want to listen to Him. They think their way is more valuable, that their way is going to get them to where they need to be. And all reality, you're still stuck in the same place, right? And we got to be mindful of that. We got to be mindful of be able to change, to be able to transform, even when things are not going in our direction. And even if we don't feel like His way is the best way, we still got to submit to that because that's what obedience is all about. That's what obedience is all about. If we're not doing His will, we're doing the devil's will, right? And this is what it's all about. Like we have to be able to surrender. We got to be able to transform. We got to be able to surrender our lives, our body, minds, and souls to God, right? And He comes first above everything. No matter how we feel about it, no matter what our flesh feels, no matter how tired or faint we may become or drained we may become, we still got to fight and push through. I know it's hard, but He won't give you a problem that you don't have the strength to get through, right? Remember, we execute in God's strength. If anything you're going through and you don't have the strength for it, you could call on God and ask Him for the strength to endure that, to get through that, to help you stand, to help Him, to help God stand with you to get through that. He's right there at your assistance, waiting for you, right? We got to tap into His strength, right? Most importantly, just want to leave you guys with this. You are God's highest form of creation. Don't let nobody tell you else nothing different. Nobody controls you besides God. You're in control of your life. You're a queen. You're a king. It's time to take control. It's time to rise up to a higher occasion, right? And be bigger than the problems, right? Be bigger than the problems. Let the problems fuel you, right? Become untouchable. Have an unbreakable spirit. Let everything fuel you, right? If everything fuels you, that you don't like, that's a problem that you don't like. Think about how powerful you will be. Think about how unstoppable you will be. Think about how unstoppable you will be if you let everything fuel you. Right? Every problem you go through, you let it fuel you. Think how strong you're gonna be. Right? But it's all about consistency, even when you're tired. Right? Remember, you have the willpower. You have that strength that lies inside with you that's stronger than the flesh. Right? That's stronger than the flesh and the feelings. You got to push past those feelings and you tap into the strength and the willpower of God. So with that being just said, it's your boy, Crazy Faith the God on the way out. Let's grow 1% better each and every single day. Nothing but love. Let's grow.